Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Duffy Duck here once again, and I'm joined along with... Where's Pinkie Pie? Pinkie? Pinkie! Surprise! Oh, jeez, don't ever start it on me.
Sorry, I just cut over for myself for my introduction sequences. Hey, every pony and every brony out there, I'm Pinkie Pie once again.
And we are back for some more of the Maxi Toys videos, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my Let's Play of...
Mario Party, the top 100 for the Nintendo 3DS.
So last time we actually did accomplish 3 worlds actually, which are World 2-3,
3-4, and World 4-1.
And today for this episode, folks, is going to be the finale of the Minigame Island playthrough of the Mario Party the Top 100. Before we get on to with the other modes throughout in this game, by the forms of, minigame match, there are other 3 minigames we'd like to showcase off from that, but after this particular uploading of this little particular video was uploaded. So even then, for this episode is the fact that we're going to be moving on to World 4-2, and as you can tell, this world wasn't exactly going to be as long compared to how it does in the previous worlds, because much like how it does it in World 3-4, the fact that in World, 3-4 is that it neutralizes just only one minigame, and that's Slot Car Derby by dueling against with Toad and random computer opponents. And for this world, it's only for 4 minigames to accomplish, and this event is going to be most accurately sports focused. So first up we have is Beach Volley Frawley, and basically the entire objective on this particular minigame is to get a point goal first. So basically maneuver around with the circle pad as always. Press A to relieve, and attack when you're trying to deal with the volleyball minigame, and press B to jump and block. And when you're able to maneuver around with the circle pad, you can simply just move your target. So generally, this minigame is heavily borrowed from specifically Mario Party 4, just because of this particular background music you're going to be hearing. But even then, no, that's as far as we can go for that particular point of that minigame portion of it. See, when we play through the original version of Mario Party 4's Beach Volleyball Frawley, or Beach Volley Frawley, I wasn't really keen on the original version, to be honest, although I don't really mind it. But this is where it normally comes in with the extra games in new forms of Mario Party 4 itself. So naturally, it makes a return in this game, making it a little bit more HD looking, or in this case, modern look. But again, it's not HD as it looked it will be, but still, I kind of wish if this was on truly in HD after all. But still, you can't deny by that. Now, the goal of this particular minigame is that it feels incredibly different than the likes of the original version, is that in the original Mario Party 4 version of the Beach Volley Frawley, is that you need to be able to reach 5 points in order to win. But this time around though, in this particular minigame itself, is that the player whoever gets 7 points is the winner. So, we're at match point already. So yeah, it makes it a little bit more, a little bit longer compared to how it does it in the original Mario Party 4 rendition of this minigame. Well, it's gradually because of how the fact that, we totally forgot the B's to jump instead of, well, the A button. Again, because we're used to with the original version throughout, but even then, yeah. Sometimes it can be a bit of a time-consuming with this little probably time jump, but hey, we accomplished. Game, set, and match.
Even though this wasn't tennis after all, but this is beach volleyball.
So yeah, we don't really mind this minigame because of how the fact that, well, this minigame also makes a debut in Mario Party 5, but with new gimmicks and all that stuff. But ultimately, it just mainly focused on Mario Party 4's rendition of Beach Volley Frawley. So, next minigame we have, in this case, a next sports minigame, Ice Hockey. And this is believed is heavily borrowed from Mario Party 5, in new forms of the bonus mode. So, let's get this started. Alright, so get as many points as you can before the clock runs out. So basically, maneuver around with the circle pad as always. Press A to pass and tackle. B is to actually do a power shot, and X button is performed a normal standard shot. Alright, so let's get to it. Oh, come on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. this minigame can get a little bit trickier because, due to computer problems, they always get really lucky with their shots. And even though, still, we actually got ourselves our score here. And, this minigame we'll talk about just about a minute before you're able to actually realize about this. So, even though not too shabby, but even though that's as far as we can go. Oh, don't get the point. But luckily, though, that we've managed to able to, get on with this, though. Oh, Mario, what are you doing? Yeah, you're trying to able to actually go on pretty berserk going on here. I don't know how you... Oh, yeah, A's the pass. Okay, I understand with this little control scheme in mind. Oh, no. Son of a devil. Oh, please, 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 please. We can win this for surely. I'm hoping we don't lose a life after the tied minigame or something like that. But I'm guessing we might as well take a lose a life or something.
Well, let's just hope.
Oh. Okay, apparently getting a tie does count as victory. Okay. Well, I guess we should take it, I suppose. But anyway,
now we're moving on to the next minigame in the lineup, another sports event, Badminton Bash from Mario Party 10,
in forms of the extra games.
And unlike the other two minigames that we tackle through,
it's mainly focused on just only single match, or the singles this time, so rather than doubles, obviously.
Reach the point goal first is that, very similar to how it does it in Beach Volley Frawley,
is that we need to reach to 7 points to win, so... Excuse me. Maneuver around with the circle patterns as always.
Press B to do a normal hit, and press A to do a really devastating powerful hit.
Alright, you know if you're actually following through our playthrough of Mario Party 10, that normally Sonic and Piglet did manage to tackle for that game during the likes of, during 2015. Somehow these two didn't really think they're actually good at it.
Because one major premise of this particular minigame compared to Beach Volley Frawley is that this minigame is requirement of timing based, and plus, not to mention, you can't really tell what the shuttlecock is going to be at. So, as a result though, although you can take it out whatever you wanted to, just like so here, but a lot of times though, you might end up missing one of your shots and all that stuff, so even though that can get a lot of losing footing, but still, this is one major gripe I have with that minigame sometimes, is that, again, sometimes timing is a little bit off there, especially that we've always getting a computer opponent any of those points, but even though still, it's incredibly inconsistent. I do say though, I really like the remakes music on this minigame though.
Oh jeez, we're not doing too well at this minigame, I don't think.
But hey, we'll take it out though.
Yeah, for as any opposing team. Oh, you son of a...
Got the power of the door I miss, I suppose.
Okay, there we go.
Now we just need to get one more point, and then hopefully we'll claim our victory.
Until we move on.
Oh, that works.
A little bit tricky there, probably because of the timing aspect of the badminton racket and all that stuff.
But much like how it does in Mario Party 8 at the moment, is that we're only encountering 3 of those Mario Party 10 minigames, which I believe is kind of lacking. I kind of wish there's more to it, like, I slide and you slide. That might be a very good one.
Oh, speaking of such, we got ourselves the last minigame in World 4-2. You're a long way from the goal, and you never go to get there, not without beating me at my most victorious minigame yet.
So the minigame choice is...
Oh no! Bowser's Big Blast!
Specifically the ones in Mario Party 2.
Oh no, why the luck-based minigame?
Hit the switch that won't explode. So basically just maneuver around with the circle pad or the directional pad if you whatever you want to choose.
Then press A to, to simply hit the switch. Oh my god, this is going to be really tough for this particular minigame, even trying to win this though.
Because again, it's incredibly luck-based, just like how it does it in your forms of Balloon Busters from Mario Party 7,
except 10 times worse. Oh my god. We gotta figure out which the switch is gonna be at.
Is it yellow?
We'll see. Oh, phew, that was close.
And it's not even a good idea to actually put in a luck-based minigame and almost towards the very end of the actual mode itself. Because even then though, that it might take us a multitude of attempts if we manage to mess it up. Oh, come on. We're hoping if these computer opponents will be in 4th though. Okay, Warrior's in 4th, thank god. So that means it doesn't matter if we actually claim 3rd place or something like that, then we can expect it if we actually be able to actually get 1st place or something like that. Oh phew, that was close. Still, it's incredibly, you know, stingy when it comes to that choice. Okay, Yoshi's out. Alright, let's just hoping if Rosalina gets an out though. But even then, that's as far as we can expect it to see how this will turn out to be, so... Oh, yes! First attempt indeed! My luck should able to carry on like that. It doesn't expire us though. But hey, we'll take it, I suppose. Or we suppose from that. I think there's a reason why Pinkie Pie that how the fact that White Toad is not going to be a playable character in this game this time around. This is probably due to the limitations of... You know how the fact that in the original versions... Oh yeah, we got a dialogue to read through. You did it again? Can't this part catch a break? But I've still got one trick up on my sleeve. See you at the goal, Luigi. But again, it doesn't matter what characters you could be using, that Bowser will say something completely different between the other characters. Luigi, you did it. And let's go ahead and continue, or keep on going, because now we ended up in the final world in the game. The true final world in the game is the forms of... And I do apologize that the camera's gone really blurry there, apologize for that. We're nearly at the end. Good luck, Luigi. And welcome to World 4-3, that's much like how it does it in Toad Scramble mode in Mario Party Star Rush, and Chaos Castle for Mario Party 10, and Bowser's Bizarre Volcano in Mario Party Island Tour, that we once again going to be taking place in the actual volcanic environment. So, and much like how it does it in World 4-2, that we got ourselves not much of the minigame. So, because of that though, we're getting close towards the end. So first minigame we have is Bumper Balls. Specifically the ones in Mario Party 2. Yeah, because he has like the lava environment effect on here. Ride on the ball and slam into your rivals to knock them off. And simply use the circle pad to just, you know, maneuver the ball. However, there's one thing I have to admit though right away, is that the physics in the actual Bumper Ball itself is a lot more, well, finicky, as you can see here, because Peach did manage to kick our butt. Yeah, so we have to redo that minigame though to claim 1st place though. Yeah, which even then I must admit though, there might be some conception to this. So we might as well have to do that minigame again. Yeah, but even then I was just hoping if we get a number 1 though. And speaking of such though, the next minigame after that is the forms of Hexagon Heat. Which is pretty much a Mario Party 2 minigame after all, but we're not going to get to that after we accomplish 1st place in this minigame first. Alright, come on then. Yeah, what I meant to say, how the fact that the Bumper Ball physics in this particular minigame this time around in this version is a lot more, way too overpowered this time compared to how it does in the original version. Because in the original version of Mario Party 2 Bumper Balls, even though it does make the first appearance of Bumper Balls in Mario Party 1, technically speaking, but normally in Mario Party 2 it just gets like 3 environments, like a grasslands with those ramps, icicle level, and of course, lava world. So, excuse me, next minigame we have, as I mentioned this earlier ago, Hexagon Heat. Equivalent to Mushroom Mix-Up for Mario Party 1, but ultimately this minigame returns for Mario Party 2. Step on the same color panel as shown on this sign. So basically just maneuver around with the circle pad as always, and press A to jump, and press A while you're mid-air to do a ground pound. Alright, so let's see what's going to be first. Triangle. But again, the physics in this particular minigame is a lot more slightly improved this time around though, compared to how it does in the original version. But even then though, it gets a bit chaotic when you get to the latest shapes or pattern. Oh, Waluigi. Okay, that works. Oh, Peach. Oh, you devil. You're such a devil. That was like a second time when Peach managed to kick our butt. Probably for a payback, but in forms of, well,
Well, that's what always happens when we play Mario Party, that Peach always involves. Which, even then though, don't know why Peach still involves in every single Mario Party games that's been released, either. So we'll come back there again. But even then, this time around though, we just have to, like, you know, claim first place and all that stuff. Yeah, because of that though, at this point, Yoshi, don't shove us in. Yeah, at this point, that the computer opponents can get a little bit more slightly tougher because due to the random affected on very hard or especially hard. But even though that we need to actually watch our step here. So even though that's the only things we need to actually get ourselves our sleeve going. Okay, Waluigi's out. And Pink Square, come on, Daisy, be out. And there we go. Even though she just clearly stands there and doesn't just jump. Because of that though, she had some terrible mistakes. As far as you might be aware. But anyways, that's it for that minigame done. But this time with first place position. And we got ourselves an extra life. Sweet. So naturally, we haven't lost any of those lives so far, unlike World 4-1 for sure. Next minigame we have is Magma Mayhem from Mario Party 9. Oh guys, the one we have to deal with the most broken knockback throughout. Punch and kick your rivals off the edge. So simply put, just maneuver with the circle pad as always. Press A to jump, press B to punch, and then when you're in midair, press B to do a devastating, overpowered, broken kick. Yeah, because of that though, I found it really hard to able to keep up with ourselves with the forms of balances like this. Because of that though, the kick ability probably is the most difficult ability to perform in a handheld department, unlike the console variations. But as a result of this tradition that, you know, Ko does it in the final countdown, it makes it incredibly difficult and somewhat situational if you want to survive for the actual last man standing minigames type. But regardless of everything else that we've pretty much accomplished it now. Alright, so we only got 2 more minigames left in Minigame Island for sure. Well, unless if you want to count 5 more left, because there are 3 missing ones that we haven't sort of come across into this mode. So next minigame we have is Heatstroke from Mario Party 5. But I'm guessing we have to deal with a team of 1, so naturally speaking we have to take control of the hammer. Send your rivals flying. So simply put, just press A to perform a swinging hammer, and then press B to perform a fake swing. So that way you can able to actually just try to trick these computer opponents as much as you can, but I can guessing that how the fact that these computer opponents are gonna be easy as pie. Well, at least as far as we think, but we've got it. Alright, sweet. So yeah, we've pretty much accomplished it for the most part, so naturally speaking, that we only got 1 more minigame left in the forms of the minigame island. So let's see how we can actually face Bowser in this particular final minigame. Good, you made it. I'll be disappointed if I didn't get to crush you personally. This last minigame is winner take all. I'm going to win. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the forms of the final battle from, I can assume this is actually based off from Mario Party 4, the final minigame throughout in that particular game. Which, if those of you actually watching that particular playthrough, this might be your spoiler warning if those of you haven't got the game yet. So anyways, let's go ahead and deal with this little platforming segment. Okay, so first section we have right here is the forms of jump from platform to platform to chase Bowser Jr. Wait. Bowser Jr. was in this game? Generally, because you know how the fact that he acted out as a boss back in during the likes of, Star Rush, but now this time he's now performing as an NPC this time. Enough about this little chat, let's go ahead and do platform to platforming stage run. But this particular rendition of the final battle is really easy compared to the original counterparts. But even then though, that much like how it does in the previous version of this particular final battle minigame, but in forms of the original Mario Party 4 rendition, is that you have to come across into a few segments. Ground pounds the tiles to solve the puzzle. So basically that the first section is pretty obvious, is that we need to able to actually do platform to platforming syndrome obviously. And the second section is the fact that we need to solve the puzzle solving. Now when you're done with it all, then you're pretty much moving on to the next part. And by here and onwards is that we have to do a lot more platform to platform syndrome again. So
yeah, jump from platform to platform to chase down Bowser this time, because Bowser Jr. has already been done. Yeah, I should probably point things out is the fact that, some people usually kind of miss the mini, Bowser's, syndrome, or in this case, Koopa Kits. But even then, though, that's only because of how the fact that, that makes it a little bit more simplistic looking this time. Okay, we have to do the exact same thing, but this time with 9 pieces. Even though it does remind me of almost related to the, Lethal Lava Land from Super Mario 64. Yeah, because of the, you know, you're actually gonna go for 8 pieces of the puzzle. And of course, much like how it does in the original version, is that the final battle is gonna be just on this particular section here. Alright, so we got ourselves the final part of this particular minigame. Grab pound 3 switches to defeat Bowser. So, yeah, because compared to how he does it in the original Mario Party 4 rendition of this minigame, is that, as you can see on this little stamina system, well, usually it doesn't have the heart-shaped, stamina this time, but in the forms of just a simplistic circle, icons, which means you have to get yourself health. But even then, though, that it more likely counts as a health, so usually you get yourself 7 health this time as opposed to 10. Which is kind of makes it a little bit more of a difficult rendition of this particular minigame. Like, because of that though, one thing I actually admit though right away is that Bowser's chasing ability, but in forms of, in this version in particular, is actually ridiculously fast and it's hard to dodge this time. Yeah, which I have to admit though, I kind of prefer the ones in the original version in some small extent. And also trying to able to time Bowser onto that particular weakness attack, and as you can see here, it's actually way difficult to get in. But even though, once you get used to it though, it might be not as difficult as it used to be, but it's just somehow the fact that you need to get a lot of practice on this. Although, at least in this version, some credit for it is the fact that you know the lava during the likes of the original Mario Party 4 in this particular minigame that instantly kills you if you manage to touch it. But in this particular rendition of the final battle, if you touch the lava like here, thankfully you still get back into the game instead of killing you instantly. Oh, that was really bull crap. Sometimes, oh, really? Yeah, I have to admit though, is that the invincibility frames doesn't last very long. Which even though that makes it a little bit of a problematic in the forms of the NDQ Mario Party titles. Eat this, Bowser! But we managed to survive for this battle with just only 3 units of health. And there we go, folks, that concludes Minigame Island. So, naturally, if you manage to collect a minimum of up to 300 mini-stars, as what it says on the bottom screen, granted I can't show you right now, if you manage to collect every single mini-stars in Minigame Island, but in forms of 300, as I mentioned earlier, you get yourselves the master difficulty for your computer opponents, so even then, you can actually face off against with the master computer opponents anytime, anywhere. At least specifically for every mode. I'll say this to you, you keep it interesting, gahahaha. Come back sometime for a rematch, I'll be ready for you then. And there we go, folks, that concludes World 4-3. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. You reached the goal, congratulations. You're welcome to play anytime. Congratulations, indeed! So this is what happens if you manage to beat yourselves the minigame island. You get yourselves an instantaneous staff credits already. Which, technically speaking, that we're probably not gonna get into the real final impressions of the game just yet, because there are some other modes to tackle through, like, you know, minigame match, 3 puzzle games which we haven't shown you guys throughout in the minigame island, and also, championship battles, and also decathlon, and also, collection mode, and that's all there is to say. Because of that though, let's talk about the impressions of the minigame island. I do enjoy it because of how the fact that we're going back into the single player campaign ever since, you know, Mario Party Island Tour from Bowser's Tower, because in Mario Party 10 and Star Rush, it doesn't have the single player campaign, I don't think. Well, at least besides Challenge Tower from Star Rush, and also in Bowser Challenge, but in forms of Mario Party 10. But apart from that though, it's pretty okay. But there are some few nickels I have with this particular minigame island itself, is that I just think that the environment of the map itself is really uninspiring. Like, it goes like a straight line and that's it. I kind of wish it has like a curve mountain-to-mountain type of syndrome, just like how it does it in Mario Party 1. Or even curves from Mario Party 2's minigame coaster. But still, it's pretty much usually just being developed by ND Cube, as you already know. But I will say though is that this stuff quest does feel exactly almost identical to Star Rush staff quest, except, well, with a different background. So, if you couldn't tell already on the bottom screen, that we will show you guys until we actually revisit the credit sequence and during the final part of this Let's Play, but of course, there's still more to come for this particular, you know, tackling syndrome, but even then though, that's as far as we can go for this point. So even then though, that it shows off every single console Mario Party games on the bottom screen, ranging from Mario Party 1 through 10, and then at this point until the final screenshot to showcase just only Mario Party the Top 100 logo, the official logo I should say. But of course, since this is a PAL version of this game, it usually says copyright 2018 because originally this game was originally going to be released on that year. But again, as far as when Pinkie Pie already mentioned this earlier ago, this is probably due to how the fact that if everyone is so desperate for this game, they're expecting to get this game for Christmas. So even then though, they're expecting to be releasing that during Christmas 2017 last year. So, oh yeah, that's one thing I had to realize about something is that after when you actually unlock some of these mini-games, turns out you're actually unlocking those particular minigame packs, but in forms of Lucky Pack, 1 on 3 pack, or Beach Pack, Goomba Pack, and Koopa Troopa Pack, etc, etc. But even then, we'll get into that in more details until we get to minigame match, and championship battles, and well, that's all there's to say. And I guess we should end things off here for this point, so join us next time in the forms of Mario Party the Top 100 Let's Play. Is that we're going to be moving on into the 100 minigames mode to actually showcase off the final 3 minigames that we haven't shown you guys throughout, and that's the forms of the puzzle minigames, because if you couldn't tell already, because we've already unlocked Block Star, Stick and Spin, and it's also the final one here in Act 2, but we'll get to that shortly afterwards, so see you guys next time. Later fellas, and happy pony!